It certainly sounds like there's a lot of positives, but speaking to a lot of farmers that are not happy about not just this particular one, but a lot of renewables around the country, they're saying that they're really opposed to it, not so much the renewables itself, but landing near them and the prospect of losing tourism, for example.
Yeah, and look, there's no doubt renewables, and I think every type of renewable, whether it's wind or solar, pumped hydro being looked at now as well, we've come to a different point now again, where people are really actively looking at these projects again now and thinking, well, maybe I don't want that near me. So for proponents of renewable energy, there has to be absolutely a social licence. There has to be community consultation properly, and we've got cumulative impact that's happening. So we've got the wind, the solar, but we've also got power lines, transmission lines that are really causing angst. So in the Central West Arana Res, we now have a network operator that's been signed off just before Christmas. ACE Res will actually build and operate the renewable energy zone here for the next 35 years. And the CEO, Trevor Armstrong, has been pretty open about wanting to go back and do some better consultation around where the route of power lines will go. And I think you've got to do all of that again from almost, I mean, you don't want to rewrite every part of history, but you have to do it properly. People aren't going to cop bad projects in bad places anymore. And I think that's fair enough. But I think renewables have already shown they have to be a part of the mix. It's something that's already ongoing and providing some of the opportunities we have for power. But it's not the only part of the mix, and we have to be aware of that as well and take into account all of the regional communities that are being impacted, because it's the regions that host these things. That's the point. So if there's some meaningful benefit back to every resident that's near a large-scale renewable project, every community that's near it, then I think people are more willing to talk about how that project might be able to go forward. But not every project is suitable. That's a fact.
What about bringing in the mix nuclear energy? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, look, I think there has to be a sensible discussion around nuclear. It certainly came up at COP28. I think there'll be more ongoing discussions around that in the coming 12 months. Certainly from a low carbon emission or no carbon emission point of view, it's incredibly efficient, does a lot of things exactly how people want it to occur. So I think there will be some really needed discussions around how maybe small modular or medium modular reactors could play a role. Cost is being talked about at the moment, but I think, again, with some proper discussions around how you can actually amortise cost over long term, that might well be a part of the mix. And I think if we're not having that discussion, we're kidding ourselves. And I think the more things you can have in the mix, the more redundancies you've got in place to make sure that people don't run out of power and face blackouts, particularly in the heat of summer or the cold of winter.
Well, we've run out of time, so unfortunately we have to wrap it up there, Dugald Saunders, but thank you very much, and we'll get you on again soon to talk about many more things. Appreciate your time today. New South Wales Nationals leader.
Thanks, Janie.